What's up, guys? It's your boy World Peace. Today with a very chill episode. I just want to share with you my thoughts on something that is no one addressing, not even the coaches in the game. Um, and I think it's a very important topic. I think this concept that I was thinking about will help you actually climb, especially as a mid laner, as a AD carry. It will help you. Maybe even as a support, if you're playing more enchanter supports. Um, for jungler, top lane, it's a bit of a harder concept because you have to always engage. And also, if you're playing engage supports, I guess it will be a bit of a harder concept. Um, but let me explain the concept. I was thinking about it yesterday, and it's a very simple concept, and I guess many players know it in the back of their head. Um, but let's let's just review that concept and let me know what you think about it. So the concept. Let me give you a story, okay? I think if I tell you the story, you will understand the concept. So I was in a game. I was playing mid lane. It's not this game. Unfortunately, I cannot show you that game. It was 3 weeks ago. Um, but okay, I can tell you about this game. And I was playing mid lane, and I was crushing my lane. Okay, I was crushing my lane, and I went 3-0-0. Okay, and I was super ahead. I was destroying the lane. I was super on fire. The unfortunate thing was that my top lane, my jungle, and my bot lost. I'm not sure my jungle, I think, was a bit behind, but he was still kind of fine. But my top lane and bot lane was completely lost. Okay, and what you do in these situations? Yeah, you do the obvious thing as a mid laner. You do comeback plays. Okay, you want somehow to win that game, um, and you do your best and you try crazy plays. Okay. The unfortunate thing is always when you try to go for those crazy things, it backfires. And it also backfired in my game, where I think my final score at the end of that game was 4 kills, 5 deaths, and 1 assist, something like that. Um, and you can now say you can do the obvious. And the obvious is you will say after the game, yeah, my bot lane, my top lane, they infeeded, and that's why I lost the game, and I tried everything to come back into this game, but we were so far behind, and blah blah blah. The obvious thing, and I guess it's not so wrong, right? Because in the end, it's true that your top lane feeded, your bot lane feeded, and you were crushing your lane. But let me give you one example of my first death in that game. And the first death ended up in me trying a comeback play. And in the end, I died in the enemy jungle. So is it really a comeback play or is it a desperation play? And I would say it's more of a desperation play. And I see this happening a lot to me in these last weeks. That's why I was thinking about it yesterday. It's always like I'm like completely stomping my lane, and then I have a bot lane or a top lane or junglers. They completely infeed, and they are not even trying, right? They are not even checking, hey, your mid lane is actually super far ahead. If you just farm up and play safe, we can actually contest for a win. But it happens so often to me. And I would I always want to try out or find strategies that help me winning those games. Okay, that is the first story. Let me go to the second story, and then I will reveal the concept. Then it will be super clear for you. Okay. So the second story was a game I also had like 3 weeks ago, and it was the same. Okay, my top lane feeded, my jungler feeded. I can even show you this game if I can find it for you guys. Just give me 1 second. I can show it to you. Okay, you will be like, oh my god, oh my god. I show you this game, so you believe me that I'm not talking any bullshit. So it's only real stories here. 1 second, guys. Okay. So it's my OPGG. And I show you this game. I had the same again where my top lane feeded, my bot lane feeded, and I went crazy. Okay. This game. Yeah. So I was the only one with 6 kills, 0 deaths, 6 assists. Look at my top lane. Look at my bot lane. And the jungler kinda tried. Okay. This was the game. Now back to the story, guys. So yeah, I was playing that game, and I was completely destroying my lane. I did what I could, but again, my top lane, my bot lane, they int-feeded. But there was something different about this game. Something completely different. I didn't went for desperation plays. Okay. I just played how I should play as a mid laner. And I tried my best, don't get me wrong. I was always involved in the fights, but I just didn't int-feed, and I didn't went for desperation plays. That's the reason why I didn't die in this game, and I had a beautiful scoreline. And I did my job, okay? I did my job. It's not like I played for score. No, I did my job. I was here for every objective. I tried my best here really to come back into this game, but without the desperation plays. And there was something different about this game. Even though I lost the game, I didn't feel bad, okay? Because look at it, guys. If you want to climb in League of Legends, you just have to accept you will lose games, okay? Even I have bad games. And imagine this game, I don't know my top laner, I don't know the bot laners, but probably they had a bad day, okay? They are humans as well. Yeah, many players would say no. Player base in League of Legends, they are not humans. Okay. But they are humans as well, and they had a bad day, okay? They just had a bad day. And it was unfortunate that I had a really good day and I couldn't carry the game. But back to the story, okay? You will lose games and you need to accept it. There is nothing you can really do about it. There will be games like these where your top lane is super in-feeding, your bot lane is super in-feeding. You cannot do anything against it, and you have to accept the loss. Wonderfully played by me, by the way. But back to the story. But you can change one thing. And here we are now with the concept. You can change one thing. And the thing you can change is the way you lose games. Okay? I gave you the first story where I was 3-0-0 in lane, and then I went for the desperation plays because I somehow wanted to win this game, and then I ended up in the enemy jungle and I died. Okay. And there are other games where I do my best, but without the desperation plays, and it's a different way of losing. Okay. And what do you think, guys? Which of those styles have a better win rate? Okay. Which of those styles allows you to come back into the game again? And I would say many people here would agree and say the second style, okay? Because you're not in-feeding, you're not going for super desperation plays, and don't get me wrong, I was also thinking about it yesterday. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes you have to go for the hero play, okay? That doesn't mean the concept is not about you should just throw away hero plays. Sometimes you have to go for that play, which is a hero play. I don't know, at the Baron fight, and you need to flash in, you need to make it happen. And if you die there, okay, you just died. You gave away one death in a losing game already. Okay? That's okay. You should do that. You should do that. But you don't need to do it 5 times, okay? Because apparently it didn't work. Your first hero play didn't work, then your second hero play didn't work, your third. Sooner or later you need to stop with it. So the real concept is here, change the way of how you play in defeat. Okay? If you're doing amazing in your lane, like really amazing, and your top lane is feeding, your bot lane jungle is feeding, whoever is feeding, don't go for the desperation plays. Play the best you can play, do your job as a mid laner, and you will have a higher success of coming back into the game. And plus, this is, I guess, the most important, at least for me, is I don't feel bad after that game. I really don't feel bad, because I know I did everything that I could in this game, and I played like a fucker. And I did my job. And of course, even in those games I do mistakes, yeah. Don't get me wrong, even Faker in his perfect game, he does mistakes where he didn't catch a minion or something, right? But by perfect game, I mean really, you tried your best, you did amazing plays, and it didn't work out because it's a 5 versus 5 game, and you will have players that will just lose, okay? There is nothing you can change about it. The only thing what you can change about is the way of how you play in those games. And let me give you another story. This is already a long time ago. I think it was season 6, season 7, season 8. It was in EU West. It was a complete different meta at the time. But there was a challenger player hitting rank 1 by just playing Orianna. And he understood the concept of he didn't int-feed. He didn't went for those desperation plays. No, in every game he tried to play a 10 out of 10 game, and he didn't die. Okay, he was one of those Orianna players who had one of the lowest deaths. Okay, he died of course 1-2 times. That's normal. Okay, if the jungle comes, you will die, and you're a human. You will do also mistakes. But what he understood is, in most of his games, he will not die. He will not go for desperation plays, and he will accept, okay, I'm in a losing position. Doesn't mean I have to do desperation plays. And I have maybe 1 or 2 free cards for a hero play. Okay. For a complete hero play, sometimes you need to do this hero plays, even if you're playing safe. Sometimes you need to do those hero plays that will help you to come back into this game. This is perfectly fine. So that doesn't mean I don't want to give you now a green card where I say, okay, just play passive or whatever. No, okay, don't be passive. In the game I showed you where I was 6-0-6, I was not passive. Okay, I was defensive, and when I was able to play aggressive, I played aggressive, and I played to a certain limit. And tried here really my best. But again, when the enemy team is so fat, there is not much you can do. It's just the way of how you play in those games that you can change. And I hope this concept is now clear for you, because I will adapt this concept. I've already started training that concept. Here's one example where I started training with it. Also in my ARAM games where I play with my friends for fun. Today, I really tried here to play with that concept. Okay, in ARAM games, I remember always when I play Lulu, Morgana, Oriana, I already adapted that kind of concept where I play and just survive. And think of it. If you are a player that just doesn't dies, okay, or dies not so often, it means the enemy team will get less gold. Okay, it will mean that the enemy team has less pressure on one certain side, and it will help you to win more games because you are just there. You can protect, and especially as a Nivea great champion, you can really stall the game. You can play super defensive and aggressive at certain moments. And yeah, look guys, I don't want to stretch out this video even though this game goes a bit longer. Spoiler, we won that game complete crush. Let me know what you think of this little concept, the way of basically not dying or not going for desperation plays. Let me know what you think about it. I think it's quite adaptable to mid lane for many champions, especially mages, and for AD carry, for sure AD carry. They have to be even better in doing this. And if you're playing engage support, engage jungler, engage top lane, it's a different story because those players, they need to go in. It's a bit different. But especially for mages, for ADC, I think this is a quite good concept. Also to just accept that you will lose games, but you still try your best. You still perform the best possible, and the most important, you don't go for those desperation plays where you die in the enemy jungle. Please don't do it. I'm also speaking to myself. I wanted Elo, so I need to stop with it because it will really affect me also after the game. Yeah, and you remember those games, guys, where you played a 50-minute game or 40-minute game and it was intense, everyone was on their grind and it was a wonderful game, super competitive. In the end you lost, but you were not feeling bad afterwards. You were saying, actually this was a cool game. It's sad that we didn't won that, but it was a good game and I played really amazing. I did few mistakes here and there, but wow, I really did a good job. And if I fix those little mistakes, then in the next time we will get them. You have a complete different feeling about that game. And not when you are playing a game where I won my lane, and then my enemy top laner or my top laner feeded, my bot lane feeded, so I needed to do those desperation plays. And it didn't work out. Of course, they didn't work out because they feeded so hard and blah blah. You will feel super bad after those games. Okay, so try your best. Stop those desperation plays. Doesn't mean you don't need to do hero plays. You should do them. And yeah, now I stretched out this video long enough, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment about what you think about it, and have the best day possible. Yeah? Thank you so much, guys.